All right, fellas, my guys, how y'all doing today? Today we're gonna be talking about how I personally get ready to travel to the Dominican Republic. Now, how I do it might be different from how some other guys do it. If I miss anything, any important details, be sure to drop them down in the comments below. So let's get into it, man. The first thing, and this before anywhere, I always got to preface: do your research, watch content, learn from guys that are there, learn from guys that have been there, and learn from people that live there. The people that live there are always going to have the best information for you. So we got the research out the way. What do I need? First, I need a suitcase. Obviously, you can backpack it too. Me personally, I like having a carry-on and a personal item, at least if I'm going to be going somewhere for uh 2-3 days, like between 3 and 4 days. That's really all I need. You going for somewhere for like a week or so, you might need more luggage. Or yeah, you're going from somewhere for like 5 days to a week, you might need a little bit more luggage. Just depends on the type of guy you are, what you're actually bringing. A lot of guys, you're going to quote unquote third world countries, like you're not going to need your flyers clothes or 7 pairs of shoes, because we all know shoes take up the most space when it comes to packing. And you're not going to need that much. Get you a pair of slides, get you a pair of runners, and get you something that you can wear out at night and stuff. Anything else you need, I'm kind of always of the mindset that I'll just buy it when I get there. So if I need anything extra, I can just purchase it there. So we got our luggage. We did our research. Next, we need to make sure we have some American condoms with us. Yes, fellas, American condoms, because you know, yes, they sell condoms in other countries, but to me, I'd rather be safe than sorry than to buy one off a street or some jar in a store and things like that, or just some off brand or something that might be too small or too tight. Like most of us over here, we are well endowed black gentlemen for the most part. Some people, they do need the extra smalls, but still, if you use extra small condoms, get them here in America. Get them here in America. You won't have to worry about it being little holes in it, or it's being expired, or just maybe it's one of those ones without any lube and it's just like plastic wrap on you and stuff like that. Like, you don't want to go through none of that. So definitely make sure you stock up and bring a couple extra ones, because you never know when you're gonna slip in a banana and fall in something sweet and watery. Now, assuming we've already booked our flight, we need to make sure we have everything we need. So it's important to check on your airline app, call if you need to, do your research, like I said, and make sure you know what forms you need. Certain places need certain forms, certain places need visas, and if you got to fill out certain stuff a few days before, so, or like it being like a time period, like your form needs to be done within the last 48 hours before your flight and stuff like that. So just make sure you got your paperwork ready at the airport. You don't want to be the guy in the line at the airport, waiting in line. Then you finally get to the front. And when you get there, they're like, "Oh, you don't have this form? Oh, step to the side and go fill this out." Now you're on your phone on this little form trying to maneuver the stuff around, and it can just get irritating. It can get very irritating. Now, for my solo travelers, you know, yeah, you can go places and not have anybody on the ground, but it's best to at least know one person on the ground, and make sure people know where you're going also. Make sure your people's like back home, they know where you're going, they know where you're staying. Make sure somebody knows where you're at, especially if you're going to areas where it can be a little more local, maybe a little bit more dangerous. It's good for somebody to have your location. Also, it can be a friend, whoever, your girl, like it doesn't matter. Just make sure somebody knows where you're at, or somebody there on the ground that's already in the place where you're going. The next thing, now, if you want to make sure you have girls there before you get there, you might want to go back and watch my Tinder video and make sure you set things up accordingly, depending on which place you're going, because some guys say they like to get off the plane and get right to business. Hey, I ain't mad at you, do it how you do it. So make sure you have that in place also, if that's what you want. Next, a lot of guys don't really think about this. It's more of a vacation thing, but you can do it with yourself on guys trips as well. Is have an itinerary. If you have an itinerary, you already know what you're going to do, or at least, like, of course, leave open space in your schedule. Of course, every single thing isn't going to be planned, but if it's something you want to do, like visit this little town, or you want to take a bus from one place to another place, or go on some of those boat rides that take you to other islands and stuff like that. If you want to do any of those things, plan it beforehand, preferably book it beforehand as well. Any type of excursion, have the time planned out when you're gonna go, just so you got all that in order. Because that schedule, it will save you. There'll be times in the middle of the day and you're trying to figure out what you should do, and you're wasting time right there, even just thinking. You're wasting time, you're wasting brain power, and thinking can get exhausting. So for my nightlife goers, you need to figure out what clubs and what spots are open before you get there. Some of these places, especially like Cartagena, things fluctuate. It's weird out there right now. Um, DR, you really won't have too much of a problem with that. There's a lot of new clubs I be seeing like on Instagram and stuff in DR. So I would definitely figure out which ones you want to go. Of course, there's more touristy spots and there's some spots that are more local. If you're comfortable being in the culture, you know the language a little bit, plan for both and have those things set so you already know. Or even if you want to try out a strip club, have that kind of already set which one you're going to go to at least first, so you know. So while you're there and you and your guys, y'all drinking or whatever, y'all already have stuff set. Y'all already got it planned. And it just makes it your experience easier and funner when you don't really have to think too much. Oh, we have to talk about transportation, man. We got to talk about transportation. It's very important. How you're getting to the airport that's even important if you think about it, because some guys, they wait till that day and they're like, oh damn, I'm gonna drive up here to the airport where I'm gonna leave my car. Don't want to pay for parking. Damn, should I just got an Uber? Have that already set up. Have an idea of how you're going to leave the airport so you don't get stuck and scammed by some taxi. And also think about your budget and what you're going to put to the side for when it comes to transportation, whether you're going to get a rental. Most places I don't advise getting a rental because the traffic is crazy, the driving is crazy. You don't want to really deal with the getting stopped by the police in certain places. So definitely use caution when getting a rental. So, but have these things in order, and just do, like I always say, man, do your research, because you don't want to get stuck somewhere where you can't get a taxi because it's too late, or ain't no Ubers really running from the certain area that you got dropped off in, and those things can put you in weird situations and be walking for a while or just stuck somewhere. So have all of that in order and you'll be fine for the most part. Now, when you're traveling, it's going to be things that come up. Flights get delayed. Things happen with people. Things happen with hotels and stays. Of course, you should have your stay already booked and stuff like that. But some people, I don't know. Some people, they move different. So like some people, they'll pull up and just go to a random hostel and book a room right there. If you're that type of guy, you're a little bit more risky. Do your thing. But me, I like to be prepared, have stuff in order as much as possible, because we got to focus on the things we can control as men. You focus on the things you can control and you'll be all right. And one thing we can't control is our level of preparedness. So be prepared and you'll have minimum problems. There's still going to be problems. The girl, she might do some crazy stuff, or the taxi driver tire could pop and then you stranded somewhere. A million different things can happen, but we can't control that. We can't control the chaos. We can't control the chaos. That's all I got. And like I said, if I missed anything, something that you do to get prepared before you go to these places. I know some of y'all say y'all like to rub one out before you go so you can have your mind clear and stuff like that. That might be good too, but it's always like, I'm out.